Hi friends, thanks for joining me for this lesson this morning. Today we're going to learn about the fourth Sunday in Advent. Thanks for joining me as we take our time to travel on our road to Bethlehem. Each Sunday, we've learned a little bit more about the parts of this story, and we know that each part points us to something wonderful that is going to happen in Bethlehem. For the first Sunday in Advent, we light our first candle. And we remember that the prophets pointed to Bethlehem. The prophets were people who came so close to God. And God came so close to them that they knew what God wanted them to say or do. The prophets pointed to Bethlehem. And your card will look like this. On the second Sunday of Advent, we remembered the Holy Family. We get to light 2 candles on that second day, and we see the road to Bethlehem. Mary and Joseph and the donkey remind us that the Holy Family was needed in Bethlehem, and they obeyed when God asked them. So here's the light of the Holy Family. And here's what your card will look like at home. On the third Sunday of Advent, many Advent wreaths have this special rose-colored candle to help us remember the joy that the angels proclaimed to the shepherds. This is the Sunday that we remember the shepherds, that the angels came while the shepherds were watching their flocks at night. The angels said, "Do not fear. We bring you great tidings of joy. Something wonderful has happened in Bethlehem. Run, go and see the baby that was born. You'll know this king, not because he has royal splendor, but because he's a baby lying in a manger." And the shepherds did. So they also help us light the way to Bethlehem. And your card will look like this. Now, this week is one of my favorite weeks. On this fourth Sunday, we get to light all 4 candles on the Advent wreath, and we remember the 3 kings, also called the Magi. This is the card of the Magi. These 3 kings, or Magi, came from far in the east. They were so wise that people often thought they were magic. That's where the word for magic comes from. They were called in their own language the Magi. And of all the things they knew the most about the stars in the sky. And they would use the stars in the sky to tell them when the people should plant their crops, or when it would be safe to go through snowy passes. But suddenly, in the sky, they saw a wild star, a star that wasn't following any of the rules. It did not stay put, and it had not been on their map before. They decided to follow that star, to see where it was going and what it wanted to show them. They followed the star all the way to Bethlehem. But they came from so far away that they got there late. They got there after the baby was born. And every year they are late. We get to celebrate them on Epiphany, January 6th, 12 days after Christmas. But we remember them today also because they too were on their way to Bethlehem. And their part of the story also helps us on our journey to Bethlehem. Here is what your card will look like at home. Let us enjoy the light of the prophets, the light of the Holy Family, the light of the shepherds, and the light of the Magi. Let us enjoy the light. Now, we're going to move on to the story of Christmas because I want you to see what happens. When you move towards Christmas, the color changes. It is not a color of royalty or of waiting anymore. It's a color of white, pure joy. When you come to the mystery of Christmas, the color becomes a pure white of celebration. Because this is the day that we have all been waiting for. We get to light all 5 of our candles. And this center candle we call the Christ candle. And we see that on our Christmas card, it's marked with a star. because the star marked the spot where Jesus lay. And in the middle of this amazing miracle, we remember the ordinariness of it also. Here is the Christ child, the mystery of Christmas, and God with us as a baby. But we also remember that probably the old cow was just as surprised to come to her manger, and instead of seeing her hay for breakfast, she saw a baby lying in the manger. And so in the middle of this great celebration, we also have the wonderment of an old cow looking at this baby with her big brown eyes. Now we are going to celebrate with the light of Christmas. This candle is a bigger candle because this represents our Christ candle, the light that all light came from, the light that is also part of the Creator who made every light, and the light that was sent in the darkness for each of us. Let us enjoy the light. Now, I wonder which part of this story you like best. I wonder if you have a picture of part of this story at your house that you want to show us. Or if there's something about this story that reminds you of something wonderful. I'd love to see it on our Zoom call.